What is up, water signs? How are y'all doing? Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We're gonna take a look at some general messages for y'all here today for June 2024. So this is general. Career, finance, friends, family, anything but love. So you know what to do if you'd like to find information on how to schedule a personal reading. Check down in the description of this video and you will find a link that'll take you straight to that page on my website where you can find everything you need to know as far as how to go about doing that. All right, let's jump on into this. Cancer, general messages for Cancer. What general messages do we have for Cancer, June 2024? Career, finance, friends, family, what do we got here? Uh-oh, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So I don't know if that's friend or family yet, but there is somebody that you are working on some karma, working on clearing some karma with somebody. Okay, it could be an air sign for some of you. But it really seems as if this person just really doesn't give a shit. Kind of feels like friend energy to me. It doesn't really feel like family energy to me. But take it however it resonates. Whoever the first person is that pops in your mind when I say that, could be a friend or family. It's feeling like a friend to me though. Now it could be a friend from the past for some of you. Maybe a friend that you fell out with. But I am still feeling like whoever this person is, if it's somebody that you fell out with, they still kind of blame you for whatever the problem was. Yeah, they still kind of blame you. But there is still, I don't really think the energy has changed. I don't think the energy has changed. So if you fell out with a friend, I guess within the last 6 months or so, and you're wondering whether or not you know, they've changed their stance, if they want to come back and apologize or something like that, I don't think so. I don't think so. They are still absolutely playing the victim. But it appears as though they just don't really care. Honestly though, with the Ten of Wands here, Ace of Swords reversed, they are still very burdened by this and they still think about it all the time. They just don't know how to approach you. They don't know how to start a conversation with you. But they are still pissed off about whatever it was that happened. Still pissed off about it. And with the Five of Wands there and the Seven of Wands, they are still absolutely guarded. And it's looking to me like if you did try to talk to them, it would probably pop off into a fight all over again because they're still mad about whatever it was that went down. Could be a Scorpio for some of you. Also have Taurus and Virgo. All right, well, let's get some advice here. What is the best advice for this situation? The Eight of Wands. Well, if you are wanting communication with this person, it's going to be very important that you're probably the one that's going to have to do it. But don't let it pop off into some drama. I give very similar advice to this in love readings, but it really doesn't matter. Energetically, whether it's love, romance, friend, family, the energy dynamic still behaves the same. What you want to do is give them some closure and don't respond to anything else that they have to say. Give them some closure. Like if you write them, for example, and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm sorry things went down the way they went down. I hold no ill will towards you. You know, and you send them a closure, and then they respond back with something nasty and shitty and bitchy and whatnot. Shh. Don't respond. Don't say nothing. If they try to antagonize you, oh yeah, well you're the one that did this and you're a manipulative asshole and this and blah, 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 blah. Shh, don't respond. Just leave it be. Leave it be and let that sink in for a little bit. And I would give it a month, 2 months. And then after that's settled in, then maybe shoot them another message. And if they're still all about being nasty and mean and angry and pissed off and whatnot, then just leave it be for good. At least you did what you could to send love and light their way. If they choose to try to throw anger and hate, that's on them. That is on them. But right now, the two of you are officially karmically tied. So you need to do the best that you can to close that karmic cycle out. And that's all done through your beliefs and your perceptions, okay? So, all right, Scorpio. What general messages do we have for Scorpio for June 2024? General, career, finance, friends, family, anything but love. Scorpio, June 2024. Let's see. Oh, the Ten of Swords. Uh-oh, the Devil card. Hang on. Oh, man, yeah, and the Tower card here. So this is like really specific. I don't like getting too specific. But some of you have been having issues possibly with somebody who has an addiction problem. I know that gets real specific and narrows it down. But that's the only thing that I can get out of this spread right here. Some of y'all got some issues. Now, let me tell you another little side story I'm seeing here too. And this is another super specific message. Some of y'all have had a little thing going on with your boss, maybe. I know that may only be one or two of you, but I am getting possible friend or family member who has an addiction problem, and maybe one or two of you have had a little fling with your boss, possibly. But this isn't a love reading, but anyway, I'm thinking the majority of you that need to hear this message have been connected to in some way, friend or family that has some kind of addiction problem, and it's getting to the point to where you're just giving up hope. Or even if it's not an addiction problem, you just still got somebody who's very, very toxic that's been in your circle of friends or family. And it doesn't look like this connection is lasting. It doesn't look like it. You already know that, you know, this connection's pretty much over. Pretty much completely over. I honestly feel like before the end of summer, there's going to be blocked communication between you and this person, and it's going to be completely done and over with. Could be an Aquarius for some of you. Also have Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aries here. All right, well, let's get the advice. What's the best advice? What is the best advice? Nine of Swords. Look, I don't know why this very specific message is good, because, yeah, see the Devil card. This is some kind of addiction issue here. So at the end of the day, when you are dealing with, see, a lot of people don't really understand the addiction demon and what that's all about. For those of you who can't comprehend what it's like to be an addict, there's only so much that you can do. The drug or the drink or whatever it is, that isn't the source of the problem. The drug or the drink, it is a problem. It's just another problem tacked on top of it. But that's not the problem. The problem is when you get one of these demons attached to you, they make it so miserable for you to live in your own skin that you'll do anything in the world just for a moment of peace and comfort. That's the problem. The problem is one of these nasty little bastards attached to you. Most people, it happens during childhood. Usually, whenever a child is traumatized, that opens their energy centers up and they're open for just anything and everything to attach itself. And a lot of people who are drug addicts, one of them nasty little demons crawls up in there during a traumatic event during childhood, attaches itself to the person, and they just grow up their whole life with that demon attached to them, and they just think it's them. They think it's them. They don't even know that they have a negative attachment. And there's only so much that you can do. You could put this fucking person on a rocket ship and fly them to the moon where there are no drugs and alcohol. That wouldn't solve the problem. They'd be figuring out how to try to fucking crush up space dust and snort it to get high, dude. I'm telling you, there's only so much you can do. Don't drive yourself crazy, losing sleep. There's only so much that you can do. And if you got to be good and secure with your intentions in your own heart and tell yourself, I've done everything I can do. Whatever happens is on you. And you got to be okay with that. Some people, you have to understand that's just their path. That's the path that they chose to come here and take. And if that was the path that their higher self chose to come here and take, ain't nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Nothing at all. Again, super specific message. I did not expect that at all, but hopefully at least one of you needed to hear that. All right, Pisces. Pisces. What general messages do we have for Pisces universe? General messages. General, career, finance, friends, family, anything but love. Let's see. Okay, the 4 of coins. Some of y'all are owed money, possibly. Somebody may owe you money, and they're holding on to it, and you're not seeing it. Super specific, I know. Let's see what else comes through. Fool card reversed. Page of Swords reversed. Ah, you got a snake in the grass. Some of you, now these are really sporadic. So let me just tell you the sporadic messages that I'm seeing, a bunch of different messages that probably is for a bunch of different groups of you, okay? So first of all, I'm seeing that some of you, if you have somebody that owes you money, if you're wondering whether or not they're going to pay you back, it doesn't look like it in the month of June. Some of you have somebody in your very close circle of friends and family that you highly suspect that you cannot trust. Now, some of you may suspect that somebody is trying to take your significant other away from you. Like if you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, you may have a friend that you might think is into them and trying to, get in there and play little games or something like that. All kinds of super sporadic messages here. But when it comes to those of you who just generally have somebody in your circle that you feel like you can't trust, I see you are seriously going back and forth in your head. You can't figure out whether or not it's your ego or your intuition. You can't figure out whether or not you're intuitively picking up on something that's off about this person, or if your ego is just playing games with you. Having a hard time telling. Okay, Jesus. Those were all over the place. Let's just get some general advice now. General advice for the Pisces collective. General advice. Hey, man. Now, for those of you who are owed money, you've been pounding them for it and hitting them up and asking them, hey, you got that? You got my money? The best thing you could do. Now, this is going to sound fucked up and counterintuitive, but hear me out. The best thing you can do is release it. Because by you clamping onto that money, you're clamping off the money flow. See, the energy of money is an energy that flows, okay? The figure 8 symbol, it has to be able to flow. Out and in, and out and in, and out and in. Sometimes I'm not saying just be a pushover and let people get one over on you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you've tried everything, you've been hitting them up, yo, let me get my money. You got my money? You know, you've been doing everything and they're still dipping and dodging and beating around the bush. Oh, no, I promise you I'll get you on Friday. Friday rolls around and, oh man, I had a flat tire, so I had to get a new tire. I'll get you next Friday. The next Friday rolls around. Oh no, I needed to pay my rent. So, you know, come on, you know how it goes. Release it. And release the person too. Let go of it and let go of them. So you're undoing the clamp and letting it flow. Let it go and let it flow. The universe will pay you back tenfold. Tenfold, if you can release it. Now, that is not financial advice. That is energy advice. I'm not telling you what and what not to do with your money. I'm telling you what and what not to do with your energy. Okay? What other general advice do we have for Pisces? Some of you, if you have somebody in your life, well, first of all, if you strongly suspect that you can't trust somebody, if something feels off, don't drive yourself nuts trying to figure out what feels off. If something feels off between me and you, we are not a vibrational match, period. Period. We're not a frequency match. We have some energetic wires crossed between the two of us and the energy that we exchange back and forth. Step away and back away from anybody that feels off, that feels funny, anybody you're connected with, something don't feel right. Slowly step away. Slowly step away. Now, some of you are dealing with somebody that is just entirely too immature. Okay? And you have to understand that if you're dealing with somebody that's immature, it does not matter what their intentions are. It does not matter if they are a good person or a bad person, or a smart person or a dumb person. If somebody is immature, they don't possess the capability to play the role that you need them to play in their life. In your life, I'm sorry. To play the role that you need them to play in your life. They don't possess the capability. In any of these instances here, regardless of what type of situation you are dealing with, you do understand that tension is building. Tension is building and building and building and building and building. And eventually, it's going to blow. It's going to pop. The question is, do you have time for that? If so, what's the point? What am I gaining out of having you in my life? If it's nothing but tension and it's going to pop off into some drama, what's the point of even having you in my life? What do you have to offer me, and what do I have to offer you? How can we have an equal exchange, equal give and take exchange of value if it's nothing but tension building between the two of us? There's no value there. You're lowering my frequency, and or I'm lowering your frequency. And if you're not careful, you're going to create some karma if you're not careful. All right, well, I feel like those were the messages that my water sign friends needed to hear, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thank you all once again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget to check down there in the description of this video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. And I'm out of here now, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.